The purpose of today's video is to walk you through step by step how people out there in the world are able to build a successful home-based business, specifically an organo home-based business, with approximately 10 to 12 hours of consistent activity every single week. Now, if someone is evaluating a home-based business opportunity, let's just say logically and objectively, they typically have the same questions that they're asking themselves. They're asking themselves about the business model of networking itself. They ask questions about the specific company and its leadership. They're asking questions about the product, asking questions about the resources necessary to get started. They're asking themselves questions about the skills necessary to learn or either have in order to be successful. And probably the biggest roadblock for most people, whether they ask this to somebody else or try to figure it out on their own or not, is how in the world will I be able to fit something extra, no matter how much value I see in it? How am I going to fit this into my already busy, full schedule? Now I'm going to cover each of these very briefly and invest most of the time talking about time. So let's talk about the industry itself. The industry of home-based business, direct selling, direct-to-consumer, networking, network marketing, whatever you want to call it, a business model that utilizes the infrastructure of a corporate, let's just say entity, and instead of having brick and mortar stores, empowering individuals out there in the marketplace to get the product and get the vision out there, and because there's so low overhead, sharing some of the profit with those people who are out there in the marketplace. A very simple business model, word of mouth marketing. Now, once someone's done their research, they understand that the industry and the business model has been around for well over half a century, that in just the last 12 months, over $180 billion of cumulative sales have been generated, coming from approximately 10,000 companies, CEOs who have chosen this business model as their go-to-market strategy, approximately 100 million people all over the world who are part of this proud and proven industry. So let's just say that's a check mark. It's proven. Secondly, specifically for Organo, the business itself. Mr. Bernard Chua, Mr. Shane Moran, Mr. Holton Buggs, the executives of Organo, they have built a company that over the past 10 years has generated over $2 billion of cumulative sales, operating fully supported and legally in 30 plus countries, having over 2 million distributors, points of distribution spread out all over the world. Let's just say that is a check mark also as far as the proven nature of the leadership and the company Organo. Then you have the resources necessary to be successful. Now, we have seen time and time again, let's just say somebody who has some serious short-term financial challenges, especially from a cash flow standpoint, are able to start earning income without investing any money by utilizing our system and pre-selling some business, pre-selling some product, and using that money to invest in the business. And even when they come in as a full-blown authorized distributor with a product pack, that investment also is only going to cost somewhere between $250 and $1,300, depending on how big you want to get started and how fast you want to grow. So that's the resources. So anybody can start if it requires nothing. So resources necessary, check. The skills necessary to either have or learn to be successful. Here's where most people get tripped up. They think that you need to be a high-level, high-intensity salesperson. That is not the case. All you need to be able to do is to make connections with other human beings, to be able to have conversations with them and having them share with you what they're looking to do for themselves and for their family, and be able to connect them with our product by handing out samples and connect them with the opportunity by connecting them with some of your business partners or our senior leaders, or maybe just the videos and other resources available to help them understand what this business really is all about. So the skills necessary: be a human being who loves people, who can have a conversation with somebody. Now, let's talk about very briefly, if I haven't, let's see, we talked about the industry, we talked about the company, we talked about the leaders, we talked about the resources, we talked about the skills. Let's talk about time. I wish I had more time to talk about time. Time is something that most people think that they do not have extra of, but let's just see if we can carve out 10 to 12 hours out of an entire week. Now, if my math is correct, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, I think that's 168 hours. A lot of that is sleep, a lot of that is downtime. So when you have a true understanding of the value of what you're looking to achieve from an income standpoint or a lifestyle standpoint, I have a feeling that you'd be able to carve out an extra 10 to 12 to achieve those goals. So what does one do with 10 to 12 hours? Well, with the Organo opportunity specifically, we have a system of sharing the opportunity at least 4 times a week. Now, because we have technology, they don't all have to be face-to-face, but it's my strong recommendation that at least half of the exposures, whether we call them coffee and jazz mixers, public business receptions, casual gatherings, where you're sharing the product and sharing the information. Even if you're not doing it yourself, you're doing it in the form of having one of your senior business partners come and talk on your behalf, or maybe you're just putting a DVD in or going to a website and having the information shared via video form. But 4 times a week, sharing the information, preferably 2 of those times being face-to-face. Now, you can do them one-on-one, but it's much more productive to do it in groups. So can you do this twice a week? From start to finish, a coffee and jazz mixer should not last more than 2 hours. If you're doing that twice a week, that's 4 hours. Now, utilizing technology, whether utilizing conference calls or webinars, a conference call or webinar from start to finish probably takes maybe 30 to 40 minutes. Let's just be conservative and say an hour. If you're doing that twice a week, that's another 2 hours. So 4 hours plus 2 hours, that's the amount of time that you would find somewhere during a week to share the business opportunity. Now, if you are hosting that type of event, whether it's face-to-face or online or doing via webinar or call, then you probably should invite some people to attend. Otherwise, nobody's going to attend. So for each exposure, my recommendation is to invest at least an hour to invite people to attend. Now, we'll teach you what to say and what not to say, but if you're doing this 4 times a week, sometime during the week, you're going to invest 4 hours, 1 hour per event, to invite for those events. 4 hours to show the plan face-to-face, 2 hours to do it by the phone, 4 hours to invite. We're up to 10 hours. What can we do with the final 2 hours? Well, 1 hour should be used to generate some retail profit by getting just a few sales. Now, what's a sale? Following up with someone who's tried your product, asking if they'll support at least one time by buying 1 or 2 boxes. That's it. So with 1 hour of focused, uninterrupted activity, you could generate enough retail profit to have a cash flow positive business and to basically cover your revolver and operating capital with new business every single month, and have the existing or recurring business just go straight into the profit. So now we have 1 hour left. That 1 hour recommended is to invest it into personal development. Now, Organo has a weekly call that happens on Sundays, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's called a Millionaire Mentorship Call, where our top leaders, our top income earners, most if not all of them, are 7-figure income earners in this business itself. And they will teach you everything they know about how to be successful in Organo, give you an update on everything that's going on. You should listen to them live with all the distributors from all over the world plugging in, but we even have that archived so you can do that during another time during the week. So let's see if my math is right. 4 hours to show the information face-to-face, 2 hours to do it online. That's 6. 4 hours to invite, that gets us up to 10. 1 hour for personal development, which is in the form of the mentorship call. 1 hour to generate some retail profit. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 12 hours. Now you can go one direction or the other. Let's say you're not able to do it every single week face-to-face. You can grab a couple hours and just do it online or via call. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your business. You will build it as you want it at your pace. But 12 hours a week, 10 to 12 hours a week is all it's taken for the majority of people in any company to build a solid foundation for a profitable business. Get back to the person who's showing you this information. Connect with your coach and mentor. Allow them to help you walk yourself through step by step how to create your own calendar and have fun. This business is easy, it's simple, it's exposing, following up, and working with the willing. Take care. Let's get this thing done.